Let me tell you the story of one of the Obas of Benin. He was a very strong Oba of Benin, although he resisted the forces of the British but was later conquered and sent on an exile. This is the story of Ovorawen Ngobasi, the Oba of Benin. He was the Oba who was conquered and exiled to Calabar by the British. Ovorawen Ngobasi ruled between 1888 to 1897. He was also called Ovorami, the Oba of the Kingdom of Benin, until the British punitive expedition of 1897. He was born in Krika in the year 1857. He was the son of Oba Adolo. He took the name of Ovorawen Ngobasi at his enthronement in 1888. Every Oba took a new name at his coronation. The name translates to Ovorawen, meaning the rising sun, and Nogabasi, meaning which spreads all over. So, his name means the rising sun, which spreads over all. At the end of the 19th century, the Kingdom of Benin had managed to retain its independence, and the Oba exercised a monopoly over the trade, which the British found irksome. They never liked it. The British never liked that the Oba was in charge. The British never liked that the Oba had authority over his territory. The territory was coveted by an influential group of investors for its rich natural resources, such as palm oil, rubber, and ivory. If you can recall, when you get to the Benin Empire, they are very hardworking and they have vast land of oil, of palm oil. And one thing that Benin Empire is known for is ivory. And they are also very good blacksmiths. The kingdom was largely independent of British control, and pressure continued from figures such as Vidal Consul James Robert Phillips and Captain Gilwell. They were pushing for the British annexion of the Benin Empire and the removal of the Oba. These two saw the Oba as a complete threat to the British, so they wanted to make sure that the Oba was removed and they get total control of Benin. A British invasion force was headed by Phillips. The main agenda of this force was to overthrow the Oba in 1896. The forces' weapons were hidden in a baggage, which the troops disguised this baggage as bearers. Philip's plan was to gain access to Ovarawen's palace by announcing that he intended to negotiate with the Oba. But the Ovarawen's messenger issued several warnings not to violate the Benin territorial sovereignty, claiming the Oba cannot be able to see Philip due to some native ceremonial duties. Philip sent his stick to the Oba. This was a deliberate insult. The plan of this insult was to provoke an excuse for the British to invade the Benin Palace. Philip's expedition was ambushed on all, but two were killed. Subsequently, a military operation against Benin happened in 1897, and this was led by Harry Rawlinson, It resulted in the burning of Benin City, the destruction and the looting of the royal palace, the death of untold numerous numbers of inhabitants. Although the British has ordered to hang the Oba, because the British did not want a situation that the Oba would still be alive, so they needed him dead. But the Oba Ovarawan escaped, but he returned to the city to formally surrender on the 15th of August 1897. When Oba Ovarawan returned to the city after 6 months spent in evading capture in the forest, he was richly dressed in the regalia and laden with coral beads, accompanied by an entourage of 700 to 800 people. He attempted to escape exile by offering the Chancellor General Ralph Moore 200 patches. That is, these 200 patches is barrels of oil, worth then at 1,500 pounds, or 18 total of, that's 1,500 pounds for each, total of 18,300 pounds. And to disclose where he has hidden his 500 ivory tusk of elephant cows. The value of that ivory as at today will be a total of 275 million pounds, 625,500. However, the whites, Mr. Moore, dismissed this offer because he had already discovered where those things were hidden. Ovarawan was subsequently exiled to Calabar with his two wives, Queen Egbe and Queen Aobai, and they died there in Calabar during the exile in 1914. Ovarawan was eventually buried in the grounds of the royal palace in Benin City. He was succeeded by his first son and legitimate heir, Prince Abosimi, who ruled as Eweka II. The British tried everything, but the Oba tried his best to stand his ground. But then, with a very big external influence and powers, he had no option but to bow to the pressure of the British. This was the story of the great Oba of Benin, who ruled between 1888 to 1897. Hope you enjoyed it.